A very warm welcome to Fereeha Idrees Official. Today I'm going to ask just a few questions. I have often been very proud of the fact that I was brought up in England. I was born here, but most of my life I was brought up in England. And one thing that I learned from there, apart from many other good things, was that we were allowed to call a spade a spade. In fact, we were always encouraged to do that. Because I did my broadcast journalism degree from England, I learned that there are certain decorums that we follow and there are certain red and green lights, but everything is within parameters. I've often compared what I was taught in England to what I experienced in Pakistan. I've often aspired to be as professional as journalists are over there, but the last few days made me question many things. We all have been watching what is going on in Gaza. We all have been privy to the atrocities that we saw were inflicted upon Palestinians. But let's just take a look at media's role. Let's just only focus on what the journalists are being subjected to. We all saw how the media building was destroyed in Israel. Let's watch it again. And now, how did the AP director explain what went on? And let's not forget, these are the people who I myself always declared as champions of democracy. There are many things to be followed, but this was really sad to watch. Let's see what happened.
He's the CEO of the Associated Press news agency. He joins us from their headquarters in New York. Gary Pruitt, welcome to Al-Jazeera. A difficult day for your staff in Gaza. Can you just share with us your thoughts at this time?
Yes, we were shocked this morning to get news that our building was being targeted. We had a short warning. We were able to get our folks out to avoid loss of life, but then the building was leveled by an Israeli missile. We've heard that from the Israelis. I can tell you that we've been in that building for about 15 years with our bureau. We certainly had no sense that Hamas was there. We would like to see the evidence.
Reporting on Middle East is not easy. Hats off to those people who go there and do that. Unfortunately, being in Pakistan, we have restrictions. I know how hard it is to be there on the ground, but it is also equally hard to be so one-sided, to be so partisan, to be so confused about certain things. There are extreme pressures that my journalist colleagues work in, and we respect them. But then when you see somebody dying, when you see somebody blatantly being denied their right to existence, then what is more important? Our careers, our lives, or truth? This is the choice that a journalist has to make. George Galloway explains what goes on here.
The chronology of this is clear. I see people saying that these airstrikes are in response to Palestinian resistance rockets, but they're not. The first airstrike happened before a single rocket had been fired. So by your own logic, what are the Palestinians supposed to do? If you say Israel, what else can they do but bomb and missile these ghettos and camps? Because the Palestinians fired at them. Now that you know, and it's easily found, don't hide behind ignorance.
what happened. I have said very little myself because I am probably as confused as many of you are. But I have a few questions. These are some basic questions, and I hope one of you can listen to it and answer me. My first question is this freedom of speech? Freedom of speech is a murky area indeed. We have often been at the wrong side of it, but today I want to ask all of my colleagues, the way you have been reported on Israel and Palestinians, do you call this freedom of speech? My question number 2 is, when a Palestinian child or several Palestinian children are killed, is it massacre, is it barbarism, or is it a mere conflict, as the Guardian headline explained that? And my third question is, what is the right to self-defense? Is the right to self-defense only for Israelis, or do Palestinians have this right as well? I am not making any assumptions. I am not giving any judgments. But when I was working in a newspaper in England, we were given a handbook of what to call what to say where. And I know we all have these little books when we are doing our duty. Please take a look in that book and let me know the answers to my questions. This was particularly about my journalist friends, and I'm sure you will let me know. Until then, take care of yourself.